Hello everyone, welcome back to Critical Hit, the one-stop show for everything news, reviews and opinion-based videos and everything geek and gamer culture. And I have been away for a long time. The age of 2020 has been a very negative one, and the reason I had to go in the end was because I didn't want to face any more negativity in my life, but now I feel like I have gone away, I've refreshed myself, coming back, I feel strong, I've come back ready to start doing these videos again. And I thought I would start it off with a much more positive video, at least a positive one in my eyes, when we are talking about that Thundercats Raw, a reboot show, and I use the word reboot in the most loosely possible sense that I possibly could, looks like that show's been cancelled. For those of you who didn't catch the first video, and indeed the second video, I made two videos on Thundercats Raw back in March of 2020 when I was discussing the idea of how the creators of that show were handling the overall backlash of the original fans talking about how they didn't like this new take on Thundercat. Thundercats Raw, in my opinion, is an utterly garbage, mean-spirited and downright atrocious attempt to try and cash in on an intellectual property that holds a special place in the hearts of many a fan even to this day. It's recognisable as a brand, enough to make a new show out of it, obviously. But obviously the hubris of the creators is that they pretty much did not handle the backlash very well at all. I did not grow up with Thundercats myself, but I found myself forming a sort of kindred spiritual connection with the fans, as I was a fan of Teen Titans, and this seemed to stink of the Teen Titans Go show all over again. The show was very poorly received and was trashed by fans of the original as a shameless cash grab. It was awful to look at. The colour scheme hurts my eyes when I look at it. And the creators responded to backlash, more so Victor Cartwright than anyone else, much like the show Teen Titans Go did, by insulting, baiting, and otherwise telling the fans to go F themselves. Well, this journey has indeed apparently come to an abrupt close as we look at the Twitter handle of one of the producers of the show. I think he was Marley Halpern Grazer. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Spoke on his Twitter. Today aired the Thundercats Raw episode Groon. There's a Thanksgiving episode airing tomorrow and a Christmas special on the way, but this was the final episode we produced. That means Thundercats guest stars in and wrote our last episode. Oh boy. So they're making a musical for the Christmas special, it would seem. So it appears that this is the last one. Look, if he carries on to say, I'd be pretty surprised if we got to make any more. You never know. So I'd like to say that I had a great time working on this show, and I'm really proud to have been part of such an amazing, talented team. I don't know how much talent went into it, but I wasn't there, so I'm not gonna knock anyone who worked on this show. Because it takes a lot of effort to make anything in this world. Even bad films have a lot of serious people who work very long, hard hours to get them made. Seriously, every artist on this show, starting with Victor, as in Victor Cartwright, the other producer of the show, the one who was more outspoken towards the fan backlash than this fellow here, and all going all the way down to our revisionists, were so talented it made me physically ill. Well, I'm glad that he was able to bring that talent to the screen, because I know that every single fan of Thundercats who saw Thundercats Raw also felt physically ill, so it's nice that he was able to bring that to the forefront. I'd look at the new art and say, that was so good, I am sick now. Well, I know that they were saying the latter of that, but I'm not so sure about the former. So yeah, he's pretty much saying that it looks unlikely that his show is going to be renewed. And thank God, I can't even pretend to be unbiased about this. I have seen so many parallels with this show compared to Teen Titans Go. It is uncannily similar. The way it was thought up, the idea of it using an established show in order to pivot off of and elevate itself in order to create this new show, as well as its overall contempt of the original fans, was unbelievable. It was uncanny. It was a show that was simply made cynically, in my opinion. It was true. It was real, and I'm almost certain that it was trying to ape off the success of Teen Titans Go. Teen Titans Go also did the exact same thing that Thundercats Raw did. However, for some reason, it's still going to this day. It's had a feature movie come out in cinemas. It has been, it's apparently doing very well for itself. Now, luckily, Thundercats Raw somehow was even more contemptuous with its audience and original fans, if you can believe that. And occasionally, I'm guessing that they definitely copied the contempt and the mockery aspect of Teen. They didn't bring over the humor or the occasionally bit of funny writing. At least Teen Titans Go gave us Teen Titans Go in the end, at least for all its flaws, did give us a crossover with the original show and didn't actually mock it to holy hell. So there was that. It's so uncanny, of course. They even did a crossover with Teen Titans Go. A crossover, I might add, salted the backlash as far as the little child-friendly show would allow them to, by having the original voice of Lion-O come down and declare that Thundercats Raw was a worthy successor to the original, and anyone with a different opinion was, and this is a quote by the way, had a poop mouth with poop opinions. That's a quote from the show. This happened. Here's the clip from a previous episode.
You've shown me that Thundercats Roar is a worthy successor, and anyone who says otherwise has a poop mouth with poop opinions.
Well, I guess that settles it.
I really hope the paycheck was fucking worth it, Larry. I really do. The scene has gone down and will become a staple of how not to respond to criticism. I do not know how Teen Titans got away with the amount of fan baiting they've been doing, but Thundercats Raw obviously felt like they could do the exact same thing and they'll be fine. The show is cynically built. It came from nothing, was nothing, it achieved nothing. Even back in my original videos, I was saying how that they could possibly salvage this show. Simply that if they had listened, told the fans, we hear you Thundercats fans. The original fans, by the way. The ones that probably have little sprogs of their own and have access to their the disposable income. The ones who decide what goes on the television and decides what merchandise to buy their children. Those original fans. Instead of insulting them, disregarding their opinion, I guarantee you no one would have cared. Absolutely no one. Like I said in the past, if Teen Titans was brought back, I wouldn't care about Teen Titans Go. I sure as heck wouldn't keep talking about it. They simply didn't respond very well at all. Instead, they acted like petulant children, ignored all the criticism, actively chose to mock the fans, who have poop mouths with poop opinions. So now those poop opinions, made by those poop mouths, obviously held a lot more weight than your poop show, because Warner Brothers have pulled the chain on your massive floater, and you've been flushed down the U-bend of life, where you will return to the black hole void of creativity of which you spawned this show from. Teen Titans Go got lucky, and I seriously don't know how it got away with it. It's probably a combination of finding its new audience very early, having very funny writing in places, even if it was very mean-spirited to the original. You took that mean-spiritedness and contempt, as I said, but you forgot the part of being funny and clever. And now the show is dead. It's absolutely dead. And of course, now we've had the overall fan reaction seems to be overwhelmingly positive. There are people who are going to miss the show, and I will state right now, I'm sorry that you lost the show that you love. I never want people to be miserable, but I don't feel that this... I'm sorry that you lost your show, but I can't hide my absolute glee that it has been cancelled. Not for one bit. I am... Mainly because of the way that the creators were responding towards the fans and how much contempt they held for them. So I can't stress how much I am biased against this. Look, as I say, got people doing their, stuff with the little Will Smith dance. You got them, you see, it's like we've got more of the, hashtag Thundercats Raw getting cancelled. I've always hated the show, as well as Teen Titans Go, and other bad Cartoon Network reboots. Can I get a booyah? Nice little reference there, by the way. Al Azim, very nice. Cartoon Network took the original 2011 one, Thundercats, and said, we've got your memes. Someone here, Kez Daddy, says that they are going to miss Thundercats Raw. I'm sorry that you lost your show. I can't deny that I'm happy that it's gone. Thundercats Raw is gone. Thank you. Yay. It's not because we like or love the classic, it's because the three things: art, style, story, and voice acting performance. I would also say that, it also crapped on the original. But this is a good point here from Kitsune Kishi. It's not just that it was like so mean-spirited to the original show, it's also for the fact that, you know, it was a pretty bad show. It wasn't, so not only was it using the original to hoist itself up there, it couldn't stand on its own 2 feet and find its own audience. It was badly written, pretty much. So yeah, that's a very good point. Never reboot a show that you do not understand, or you'll end up cancelled in 1 season. Good point. This is a show that is dead. It was a obvious attempt to try and recapture the lightning in a bottle that Teen Titans Go managed to. It was a cynical attempt to try and recapture that lightning in a bottle that Teen Titans Go somehow managed to ride that fine line of being so contemptuous to the original and finding its audience. It, by all accounts, Teen Titans Go is a success, and you pretty much wanted a slice of the pie trying to replicate that again, and you failed outright. The show is dead, and may it serve forever as a symbol of hubris. It will forever be remembered as that show that Teen Titans tried and failed to save, and how not to respond to backlash. Good to be back, everyone. Talk to you again real soon. Bye for now.